I wonder what you would do if you had the power to dream at night anything you wanted to dream. And you would, of course, be able to alter your time sense and slip, say, 75 years of subjective time into 8 hours of sleep. You could ask yourself this because you know you'd eventually wake up. Your actual self, what is finally and fundamentally you, is not a separate and lonely part of the world. But the real you is the world itself,
Our guest lecturer tonight is not an ordinary man. A few hours ago I saw him doing a very beautiful spiritual meditation dance with about 50 people. Alan Watts is a prolific writer whose works are both incisive and delightful to read. Through the years, he has moved through many different professions, having served as a minister, professor, a research associate, editor, and probably many other things that I don't know about.
Why talk about this? Is it interesting? Is it important for the human being to realize that in some sense of the word, whatever it means, he is God or one with God?
Speakers don't age like wine. What were we talking about last night? I got one.
For what Dawa Day came was like the example.
It always comes up in music, like
yeah.
Watch. There's an amp here, guys. So watch your stuff. Just go straight down.
That was nice, bro. That was like music. That flowed. All right, guys.
Makes the music of the whole thing.
The last time any of you saw me, I was absolutely something entirely different from what I am now. Just as the flame of a candle is never a constant.
Yeah, I gotta check that.
We are all constant patterns, and that's all we are.
Like it wasn't his documented.
The only thing constant about us at all is the doing rather than the being. Is the doing rather than the being. Is the doing.
This word is the whole universe. It is explained that everything past, present and future is the sound Om. And whatever is beyond these three divisions of time, that also indeed is Om.
Live in the world of sound.
Dub is mind-blowing music.
To go out of your mind at least once a day is tremendously important. It's a kind of digging the present. It's a kind of grooving with the eternal now. By going out of your mind, you come to your senses.
You can let yourself go in the music. You can feel things that seem to be beyond yourself.
Adam from Funk and Waffles, who's here right now, was talking about how he like went up into the music and his heart rate he started to see was like at the same tempo as all the music that was going on.
How is your body, Gavin?
Your whole body, I think, is music.
Booty, booty, boopty, boop.
You have the whole rhythm of your blood flowing and your heart is beating.
I look at the thing and it's like a symphony.
It's
so close to your natural heartbeat that we're all drawn to that because it's very, very familiar.
Our physical bodies, on the whole, do manage to run without anybody being in conscious control.
And it brings into kind of like a higher meditation.
Meditation doesn't have a reason or doesn't have a purpose. And in this respect, it's unlike almost all other things that we do, except perhaps making music and dancing.
Yes. You're gonna not talk as much.
We stop talking to ourselves.
Focus in on unfocusing.
And stop thinking.
The rhythm should just take you.
We find there is only a present, only an eternal now. When we make music, we don't do it in order to reach a certain point, such as the end of the composition. If that were the purpose of music, then obviously the fastest players would be the best. And so likewise, when we are dancing, we are not aiming to arrive at a particular place on the floor, as we would be if we were taking a journey.
People not only dance, things change.
There's qualities like that that are so deep and difficult to speak about. That's because it's deeply connected with something very extra that I would attribute to being God.
What's the glory of God? Now, I tell you what it is. In heaven, all those angels are gathered around the glory of God. And they're saying, Alleluia, 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 Alleluia. It means nothing.
Music is a power force of God, just like the earth is God, the ocean is God.
The music and God, big similarities, they're both separate, but it's seamless. It's separate and without seams.
They always go together. Goes with, spelled all in one. Like a front goes with a back. Where there are no flowers, there are no bees, and where there are no bees, there are no flowers. They're really one organism. It's, for example, difficult to see a hand unless there is a contrasting background. Were there no background to the hand itself would vanish. And therefore, because of this, you see, because of the inseparability of these opposites, they always go together. This, as it were, hints at some kind of unity which underlies them.
Thus, Alan Watts speaks, and we play music.
Seven of us combine all our parts to make one.
We're talking about the ego, we're talking about Alan Watts.
Every instrument seems to have a one-on-one relationship with every other instrument.
A scheme of interconnections.
The hi-hat, it always needs to be connecting with the bass, which always needs to be connecting with the clavinet, which always needs to be connecting with the guitar.
The nature of the whole entire thing is primarily spiritual.
I believe that we're all God and we're all the eyes and the ears and the hands and the feet of God.
And we just all had our minds blown over there.
We say, for example, of music, that we feel it to be significant. It is felt to be significant, not because it means something other than itself, but because it is so satisfying as it is. There really is only one note at a time. And he gets into that note and listens. He really listens. He's completely absorbed in listening to the sound he is now making. He's going with that vibration, as when you might chant, you see, like they do in yoga. Oh.